Thank you very much for joining us again. This is still Serious Matters, but just giving you an update on Nnamdi Kanu's trial, which was on earlier on today. And of course, it's no more news. It has been, his court case has been adjourned till tomorrow, 19th of January 2022, for Nnamdi to take his plea on the new charges. Of course, the FBI had filed extra charges, increasing his counts to 15, and that's he has to take his time before he takes his plea. Directs Nnamdi Kanu to meet with his lawyers inside the courtroom for some minutes before going into the custody of the DAs. However, there was a development in the course of the case. The defendant actually complained that his client wasn't being treated well in the custody of the DSS. I mean, that's after the judge had actually said that he should be allowed to do quite some things, but then still bringing him to court with the same clothes with which he was arrested and brought into the country is not really the best. Now, Binta Yako, judge of an Abuja Federal High Court, has ordered the Department of State's Service DSS to allow Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IBOB, to change his clothes. Previously, Yako had directed the DSS to allow the IPOB leader to have a bath whenever he wants to, change his clothes, eat properly, and practice his faith. However, at the court session on Tuesday, earlier on today, Mike Zehom, Kanu's lead counsel, complained that his client is still being subjected to poor treatment in the DSS custody. Now, he said Kanu is still being kept in solitary confinement and that any other detainee who greets him is also kept in solitary confinement. Shortly before adjourning the matter, Yako reminded the defendant that a detention facility is not a five-star hotel, and so he should know what he's actually asking for. However, she reiterated order that the IPOB leader should be allowed the maximum comfort possible, including changing his Fendi outfit with which he was brought back into the country in June 2021. She said, I don't want to see him in these clothes again. This one is almost off-white. Also, make sure that you allow him to exercise in Yako added. Well, let me just add that the US and the UK declined Kanu's request, I think, through his counsel to allow representatives from the US and also representatives from the UK to be on ground during this trial. But then his request was actually declined. The US actually declined theirs, and the UK actually declined theirs, saying that they do not attend court cases for British nationals. Now, somebody said that, oh, does it not mean that people do not relate or sell or have anything to do with failures? People who are not out there, people who are not doing well, as it were, people who are in trouble, and that might just be the implication, that might just be the meaning, because if it was to be a cause or a just cause that was being fought, then I think they would have had representatives to be on ground to see the way things, went during the court session today. But then they just will not. And these are the countries that this man and, whoever, his people are actually, thinking will back them up. And I think that these are strong signals to show that even the UK and the US, these countries are not, they don't look like they are supporting, this IPOB thing. And so, I mean, some persons actually dropped some comment that it will take me time if I'm beginning to go through all of them and give them to you the way they put them. And I think that the summary of the things that they have been saying in these comments is that, look, a lot of lives, and just like I have always said, a lot of lives have been lost, a lot of properties being destroyed. And so I think that I've always believed that whatever will be, will be. No good thing comes out of, violence. There will be destruction of properties. There will be destruction of lives that cannot be compensated for. That's where wisdom comes in. And so, well, let's see how it goes. Tomorrow, by God's grace, we will give you an update on what happens, regarding the trial of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Thank you very much for watching. Like I would always say, please do drop your comments and, of course, make them simple and